Hi, Vibrant friends. It's Vic with Vibrant with Vic, and I'm really excited to be here to share in your yoga practice with you today. So, just a few days ago, we had the International Day of Yoga. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on recording, every day can be the International Day of Yoga, right? We can always get up and move our bodies to be more flexible with our bodies and with our minds. And I was going to have my quote today be about just the practice of yoga itself. But one of my wonderful friends texted me this morning and said, today is actually National Let It Go Day. So we're going to do some yoga and we're going to let it go. So, a couple of things as we check in today. At Vibrant with Vic, we like to tend to all three intelligence centers, listening to the body, listening to what's going on in that wisdom mind behind all of that chatter, and listening to what's going on with our emotions in our heart space. We use psychological principles and the gentle movements of yoga to do all this. And we're here because of Virtual Veg Fest Live, so check them out. And Veggie is our sponsor this month, so please check them out as well. You can also visit me at vibrantwithvig.com. You can see all of this information scrolling in the banner below. So remembering as we tend to the physical body, really tuning into what your body needs today. And every day is going to be different. Your left side is going to be different than your right, and your body's definitely different than mine. So if anything I do doesn't feel good to you, come into a totally different pose, or maybe you just need to back out of the pose a little bit. Listening to your body. Everything I do, it's just merely a suggestion. Also, psychology tells us we have thousands upon thousands of thoughts a day, and most of those don't serve us. We don't even question those thoughts usually. But when we get mindful, paying attention on purpose to the present moment with that non-judgmental awareness, we can notice these thoughts that might not be serving us and choose different thoughts and choose how we are going to respond instead of just habitually reacting in the world. And letting our heart space, our emotions know that we're tending to them as well. And they're just energy and motion. So if you feel anything, what we might label good or bad emotions, right? No emotion is good or bad. So when we notice an emotion, just letting it come up and out, arise through us, if we're in a safe space to not negatively impact ourselves or others with those emotions, if they're strong emotions. And otherwise, coming into a comfortable seat. For our classes, we have a chair. You can do this at the office. You can do this at home. And we're going to be standing. We're going to be sitting. So let's get started. So coming into a comfortable seat, if you're sitting on a chair, letting that chair support you. If you also don't feel comfortable sitting up without anything behind you, like I am, you can use the wall, or you can even be lying down if you have a mat or not. So coming into a comfortable position, whatever that feels like for you, just really feeling into your body. If you're supporting yourself by sitting up, feeling that core supporting you. Wherever you are, feeling those shoulders drop down away from the ears. We often tend to go through our world with our shoulders up, a lot of tension in that heart space. So letting those shoulders relax down the back and closing the eyes or gently casting them downward, whatever helps you to feel safe to go inward. And tune in and notice what's happening in the body. Bringing your attention to the breath here. Oftentimes our breaths are really shallow or quick as we go through the stressors of our daily lives. So just noticing it first. Where is that breath? What is that breath doing? And this might be the first time you've thought about that today. And that's okay. And now inviting the breath to go deeper into the body and slow down a bit by going into the 3-part breath. If you know it, you can go into it here. If not, just think about it filling a pitcher of water. We fill that from the bottom, middle, and top, and we empty from the top, middle, and bottom. So as you inhale, inhaling deeply into that belly, feeling the belly rise, inhaling up into the heart space, feeling the heart open, the rib cage expand, and all the way up into the head space, nourishing that head center with the oxygen. And as we exhale head, heart, and belly button comes towards the spine. So continuing these breaths, thinking about slowing them down, perhaps making the exhale a bit longer than the inhale. This slowing of the breath, this deepening of the breath, all invites a parasympathetic nervous system response on board. This is our rest and digest. Oftentimes we go through our hectic lives more in that fight or flight, that sympathetic nervous system state. And we actually have some control over this if we tune in and listen to our breath and invite it to slow down and go deeper into the body. And as you continue here with your deep breaths in and out with your eyes closed or cast downward, considering our quote of the day, thinking about letting go today, right? To let go is to release the images and emotions, the grudges and fears, the clinging and disappointments of the past that bind our spirit. That's a lot, right? We don't have to do that all at once. We don't have to do that all right now. So as I read this quote again, seeing what one thing comes to mind and seeing maybe this is one thing, doesn't matter how small, one thing that I can work to let go in order to free my spirit. To let go is to release the images and emotions, the grudges and fears, the clinging and disappointments of the past that bind our spirit. Perhaps an image or an emotion came to you that you want to release. Maybe it was a grudge that you're holding or a fear that's holding you back. Or maybe it's something that you're clinging to that you might want to release, or a disappointment that it's hard for you to get over and you just want to let it go. Whatever it is for you, thinking about how you can support yourself to move forward and just leave it behind you in a way that can free your spirit. And now we're going to do our simple grounding exercise in the present with our eyes still closed or cast downward, bringing our attention first to our skin. Noticing any sensations that we feel on the skin. Perhaps it's the temperature of the room, or if you have body parts touching each other, like your hands on your legs, like mine. Just noticing here. And bringing your attention to your nose and seeing if there are any fragrances in the air. And then to your ears, noticing how many distinct sounds you can pick out in your environment. Maybe you didn't even notice them before. And noticing if the mind wants to label them. Maybe something is irritating. Like, why is that noise here? I wasn't even noticing it, and now I'm fixated on it. Gently coming back to that mindfulness. Perhaps having an anchor point to come back to. Today it might be the words, let go. Nice job. Just a few more deep breaths here. When you're ready, gently opening your eyes and bringing your attention to your sight, looking around your space, picking out colors and textures. Maybe you see something that can support you in your journey of letting go. Perhaps something that empowers you, makes you feel loved. And if you don't, maybe bringing that into your heart space, into your mind's eye, knowing that you can conjure that up anytime, whether it's something in your physical reality right now, or it's something just in your mind's eye. Anytime you need a little support in moving forward and letting go. Nice work. Okay, so let's get up, shake that out. Okay, if you've been sitting today, good time to just bring some intuitive movement into the body, noticing what the body wants to do before we start a little bit more of our formal movement. Okay, so we'll start off with our willow tree. So bringing our feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart, really feeling the energy rooting up through the earth. We're a strong willow tree, strong core. We can engage Mula Bandha. Those are those pelvic floor muscles, squeezing those. We can engage our core, Uddiyana Bandha. Coming up through, making sure those shoulders are down away from the ears. And let's keep those hips facing forward. And then we'll rotate around those hips. So noticing at first, if we keep those hips forward, how that feels on our back. Maybe using our hands to tap our body. Letting that head follow. And using those eyes too. Looking as far over when we turn as we can. Nice job. And then let's incorporate those hips by lifting the heel of the foot we're turning away from, really turning into those hips and noticing if you're getting a different stretch here, different parts of the back, perhaps the hips, perhaps the legs. Gently tapping the body can help break up that fascia, wake up those internal organs. And then let's imagine that the wind is calming down as the willow tree slows back to stillness. Great job. Okay, shaking that out. So let's do a couple of half sun salutations here. We'll start with our mountain pose. Really a strong mountain, just like we were a strong willow tree here, not rocking too far forwards or backwards, thinking about stacking those knees over the ankles, those hips over the knees, the shoulders over the hips. Perhaps you want to roll those shoulders forwards and backwards a little bit to open up that heart space. Good job. Dropping those shoulder blades down the back, feeling that spine rise, tucking the chin a little to elongate the back of the neck, crown of the head up towards the sky, opening those palms towards the front, perhaps closing your eyes just for a second here and imagining that really strong mountain, seeing if you can engage all of the muscles in your body without locking those knees out, without straining, just thinking about this strong mountain. Really deep breaths here. Nice job opening those eyes if they were closed or looking down and inhaling those arms up into a slight back bend. Exhaling, swan dive forward. And let's hang here in ragdoll for a second. So bending one knee and then the other. Perhaps you want to interlace those hands into those elbow creases, rocking side to side, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe you want to move that torso. Maybe you want to shake that head. Yes, no. Just any intuitive movements here.
releasing any muscles, perhaps just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a full release. No discouragement if you're not relaxing into this. Just accepting what is here as we work to let go. And then coming back to center, we'll drop those hands if they were crossed, inhaling into our halfway lift, making contact somewhere on our legs, just not our knee joints, to make that 90-degree angle with our back and legs. On the next exhale, we'll forward fold. Inhaling, bending the knees as much as you need to, scooping up that energy, root to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job. Let's do that again. Inhaling. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, root to rise. Exhaling, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Nice job shaking that out. Okay, so from here, we're going to do our standing banana asana. So grounding in to that left foot, we're going to cross the right foot over. We're going to inhale those arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to bend towards the feet side. Maybe the bottom hand wants to reach up and grab the wrist at the top, really making that long banana shape, not crunching over, reaching up and out. Perhaps you want to look up towards the raised arm. That can challenge the balance a little bit more. Excellent work. Squeezing that core, using it to support you. Inhaling up. Exhaling the arms down. And shaking the feet out. Good job. Let's come over to the other side. So we'll ground in to that right foot, cross the left over. Getting really strong in this position. We'll inhale those arms up. And we'll exhale towards the side where our feet are, grabbing that top wrist if it's available to you. If it's not, you can keep your arms out in whatever way feels good. Perhaps looking up, perhaps closing your eyes for a little extra balance. Thinking about using that core to support you and growing really long through both side bodies. Nice work. Inhaling up, exhaling the arms down, and shaking that out. Good job. Let's come to sit on our chair. So let's sit on the edge of the chair here so we can have some freedom of movement. Thinking about a 90-degree angle here with our legs about hip width distance apart here. We're going to sit up nice and tall, engaging that core, opening up that heart space, letting the shoulder blades glide down the back. Taking a deep inhale, a deep exhale. A deep inhale. And on your next exhale, we'll pull the right leg in towards the body, sitting up nice and tall, rolling that ankle around in one direction and then the other. You can be holding on the shin or you can be holding underneath the leg, whatever feels good to you. Nice work. Then let's open and close, like you're opening and closing a book. Perhaps flexing that foot as you do. Sitting up nice and tall. And then next time you come back to center, we'll gently place that right foot over that left leg into our figure four, flexing into that right foot, sitting up nice and tall here. Nice work. Let's inhale up, reach for the sky, engaging that core, and exhale, arms behind us. dropping those shoulder blades down away from the ears. Nice job. Really inviting that knee energetically towards the mat. Breathing here. Nice work. Inhaling those arms up. We'll exhale them down to heart center. And then we'll just gently invite that leg to cross over. You could take the foot around if that's available to you, or you could leave them uncrossed. We'll inhale the arms up. And we'll exhale and twist to the side where the leg is on top. Twisting, looking out over that right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall here. We'll inhale up. And we'll counter twist to the other side. Inhaling up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Nice job. Let's shake that out. Okay, let's realign. So sitting up nice and tall here on the edge of our chairs, checking our alignment with that 90-degree angle, really grounding in the feet. Maybe pick up those toes and flex the feet. Just a couple times, really feeling into the bottoms of the feet. And then lifting up through the arches a bit, pretending there are little balls under each arch, really supporting your feet and grounding into all four corners with those lifted arches. Taking a deep inhale and a deep exhale. A deep inhale. And on our next exhale, we'll pull that left leg in towards the body, grabbing either on the shin or underneath the leg and rolling that ankle in one direction and then the other. Remembering to breathe and use that core to support you. Nice work. And then we'll open and close that book. Moving in that hip joint. Great job. And next time you come back, we'll gently place that foot across, flexing in that foot, energetically inviting that knee towards the ground, sitting up nice and tall, shoulder blades down the back, inhaling up, and exhaling, hands behind the back. As we open up that heart space, shoulder blades coming towards each other, flexing into that foot, knee towards the earth. Breathing here. Letting it go. Thinking about how are you going to let go today. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Gently inviting that leg over, perhaps wrapping the foot around, perhaps not. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll inhale up. And we'll twist towards the side where the leg is on top. For me, that's my left. Sitting up nice and tall here. Few deep breaths. Inhaling up. Exhaling for the counter twist. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And we'll shake that out. Any intuitive movements you want to make here before we come into stillness and do some progressive relaxation and just a couple minutes in silence to connect to yourself. So coming into a comfortable place. If you want to stay on your chair, just moving towards the back, having something to support you, you can sit on the ground, you can lie down. Often we lie down when we go into our final relaxation. So finding a really comfortable place for you here. whatever that feels like for you that's super comfortable. And closing your eyes or casting your gaze downward, whatever feels safe. We're going to go back to noticing what's going on inside with our breath, with our mind. Slowing down that breath, inviting it deeper into the belly. And we're going to imagine a wave of relaxation going down our body from the top of our head all the way down to our toes. As I walk you through this progressive relaxation, first bring your attention to the top of your head. And imagine any stress or tightness there just melting down the face, taking any creases in the face, any tension there with it as it moves down the face, releasing stress from the neck, the sides of the neck, and the back of the neck, noticing where the spine meets the skull, and just tracing that down the neck as those shoulders glide down away from the ears, and the stress melts down your arm, past your wrists, hands, and fingertips, and out into the space around you. And then bringing your attention back up to those shoulders that hold so much tension, and letting them melt down the back as the heart space opens and softens. The rib cage, the belly, all relax. As each vertebra, as we travel down the back, releases its stress from the upper back, down the middle back, down the lower back. The hips release, the pelvis relaxes, and any remaining tension travels down the legs, past the ankles, feet, and toes, and out into the space around you. And then doing a quick scan to see if there's anywhere in the body that is having any discomfort or holding any tension, and just listening to it, seeing if it wants to release with the invitation, or seeing if it just wants to be heard and seen in this space right now. Whatever is perfect. And coming back to that quote for today, to let go is to release the images and emotions, the grudges and fears, the clinging and disappointments of the past that bind our spirit. Thinking about what you can do to support yourself, to let go, and just one thing, one area of your life can be really small. How can you support yourself to let go, to free your spirit? And as we go into our final couple minutes of silence, noticing if the mind wants to wander, and just invite it back to the breath. Perhaps saying let on the inhale and go on the exhale. I'll ring a bell to take you in and ring a bell to bring you out. No need to rush out. I'll gently guide you as we close out the practice. Slowly bringing yourself back to this place. Maybe gently wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe doing any intuitive movement that your body wants. And keeping your eyes closed or downcast, seeing if there's anything you want to take away from this practice today. Maybe thanking yourself for showing up. Maybe thanking your body for all it was able to do. And when you're ready, coming to a seated position if you're not already there, opening your eyes. We'll take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And on the next inhale, we'll raise the arms up overhead, reaching. And we'll exhale our hands down the midline, pausing at the forehead as a reminder to think kind thoughts. Down to the lips as a reminder to speak kind words. And down to the heart space as a reminder to do kind deeds, not just for others, but most importantly for yourself. It's my wish that you and all beings everywhere are happy, healthy, safe, and free. And until we meet again, I wish you so much peace. Thank you for sharing your yoga practice with me today. Touch base with me, vibrantwithvic.com. Check out Virtual Veg Fest Live and VegKey, and let it go, baby. Let it go. Have a great one.